Hello, and welcome to a scene for the Empire of Storms, Changeling the Lost venue. In this scene, we see several of our protagonists who have decided to approach King Yuan of the Summer Court because they want to argue for the freedom of Eric Draven, uh, who is presently being held because they believe that he shot a member of the Spring Court. Huan, being the chief of police as well as the Summer King, has been reticent, to say the least, to back off concerning Draven, and will be sort of a challenge for them. But we'll see how this develops. So, Kelly, if I understand correctly, you actually have Summer Goodwill, is that correct?
I have 1 point in Summer Goodwill, yes.
Hey, it's better than nothing.
Yep.
How did you earn this Goodwill, by the way?
Being a Sage Escort trainee.
Being a Sage Escort trainee, gotcha. Okay.
Okay. I wasn't kidding with the slurping.
So,
Also,
uh-huh.
Bruce is in the summer court, I think.
Yes, Bruce is a member of the Summer Court.
Okay.
With a mantle of 3, so.
Nice.
Two.
2?
Two.
Well, fuck you.
Okay.
Yes, too.
Still good. Still good. All right. So, Bruce, do you know Azure?
Yes.
Okay. So, are the two of you then going to be kind of taking point in this mission, as it were?
Yep.
All right then. What is your plan?
Well, we need to discuss with Malik and Soren the information that they've gathered, as well as Iris.
Okay.
I need 1 quick second to pass in information along to Dante.
Okay.
One information. Hang on 1 second.
One information.
All right. One information acquired. The information in question concerns Azure, as a matter of fact. Azure, the eye of the summer court, or I'm sorry, the spring court is upon you.
Yes.
And this particular mission that you have undertaken here, your court is considering this a test to see how good you would be in helping your king to lead the court.
Oh, no pressure.
No pressure, of course. Okay.
This is your queen training, bitch!
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Or at least step one of it.
Yes,
All right.
correct. All right, so go ahead then, and I assume that you guys are going to meet up with Malik and figure out what's going on,
And the other 2.
and the
And the
other
other
two,
two.
I would assume.
Yeah.
Yep. We are meeting with Iris, Malik, and Soren.
All right, so the 5 of you have come together. Where are you meeting?
I would say probably the spring court before we headed over to summer.
Okay.
Sure. Makes sense.
We try to cut down on travel time and just say they're there.
Okay. All right, so you have met up at the spring court. So, any discussion you want to undertake before you head towards the summer court? Now is the time.
Azor, what's your plan?
Well, we need to make a strong case and present the information that you guys have gathered, which, from what I have heard, there's some stuff. So, Soren, what do you got?
What we know is that there's either a strong loyalist force or a straight-up true fae that is going around impersonating other members of the court, including the Winter King.
How do you know it's a true fair?
We don't know.
We don't know. I said either a loyalist or a true fae.
What makes you say it's a true fair? The reason why I'm
True fae
asking a
do
question
have...
like the reason why I'm asking that, if you go around throwing around accusations like that, you could put people in an unnecessary panic,
Very
furthering
well.
hostilities that the already very petulant summer court already has. You could get a whole lot of unknowing uh, changelings thrown into prison or worse.
So,
Well,
strong loyalist presence?
That works.
Strong loyalist presence.
yeah.
Tim, remember you do have that silver bullet.
Yes.
But these aren't werewolves they're
So,
fighting.
No. I know what I know what she's talking about.
I figured I'd just, you know.
so, what? How did you find that out?
Well, we went and saw the Winter King after I was attacked. And it was
Yes.
most assuredly not the same man that attacked me at Trudeau's.
Okay, well, that definitely shows that someone is going around impersonating people. I'm just saying, where did the loyalist bit come in?
Because
I mean,
New
it
York
makes
City has had a problem with loyalists before, and if I'm right, this is all conjecture here, but some certain exceptional individuals from a certain realm of fairy have banded together.
right.
Are we waiting for more? Then, the only reason I know this is because the particular realm of fairy these loyalists come from. I come from the same one.
Okay.
Okay.
Good to know.
That's how I know how dangerous these people are.
Fair enough.
All right. So we have the information gathered by Soren. We have my personal experiences with the imposter, which I did take some photographs before the actual Winter King healed me, so I have that evidence as well.
Oh, it stands to mention, STs. Soren does have the silver bullet with him, ready to go.
Okay.
And then she'll turn over to Malik and Iris. And what have you gathered?
Oh, turn to Iris.
Well, Soren was also there, but we were at the market when he was getting it removed, and when he fell ill in Trudeau's, and I'm pretty sure most of us were there for that. But we all know Raven came and healed him, and he was really, really not looking good before that.
Yeah, we were
Mostly,
there.
I just helped get Draven to the Supreme Court so that we could have this before he gets killed.
It also helps that during the time where they're saying the attack took place, me and Draven were out on a date. That's kind of impossible.
Oh, there we go. So we have immeasurable first-hand accounts of all of this, which okay. So we will go to the summer court to His Majesty and plead our case.
Okay.
Tim, by the way,
Yeah,
you would be aware that what Mikhail just said was a cover
I know.
because of what you know.
Hmm.
Okay, just making sure.
Okay. So, do you guys know where the summer court is? I mean, out of character. Obviously, your characters, at least a couple of them know.
John knows what time to-
Soren I have narrated Soren going to the summer court once, but I don't know exactly what it looks like or where we go.
Okay.
I've been there once when I went to drop off. I went with Azure to drop off
Namira?
Bruce in the mirror.
I have not been there at all.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, out of character, do you guys know where the place is, or have you heard or anything like
Nope.
that?
No.
Absolutely not.
Okay. So, if you go into the Bronx, which is north of Manhattan, and then you go all the way down to the southern tip of the Bronx, which is actually kind of next to Manhattan, there's a place called Rodman's Neck. It's a little area at the very tip of the land there that has been used as a shooting range, and the bomb disposal unit uses it to blow up illegally confiscated fireworks and things like that. That area, it's actually got a little quote unquote urban area set up so that they can do tactics and such like that. That whole area is claimed by the summer court. And while the police force uses it, of course, it also serves double duty as the home of the summer court. So, going into that area, you're going to basically come first to a large chain link fence that has been a gate that has been closed. There's barbed wire at the top of it and all that kind of good stuff. And there is a guy standing at the guard post wearing a police T-shirt and fatigue pants. But he is clearly not entirely human. He's a little bit shorter than normal, kind of scrawny, and but although he's scrawny, you can still see he's wiry. He's muscular.
Oh.
He has a pistol at his side, and he's got a what appears to be a knife on the left side, and he's got short horns, just a little bit out from the top of his head, his forehead. He'll wave at hold a hand up at the vehicle as you pull up and step towards the driver's side. Who's driving?
I guess I am.
Yeah, I
It's
don't
not
drive.
a problem. It's not a problem. I guess I'm driving.
Okay. So he'll walk up and lean down and look in at you, and he'll be like, "What's your business?
Here to see the summer case.
Do you have an audience?"
She does. Points.
She waves from the passenger seat.
Okay.
And I'm her escort.
He'll look at a clipboard that he's carrying, and he'll say, "What's your name?"
Azure Rose.
He'll nod. He'll look in. He'll see Bruce, and he'll nod at him. And he'll step back and open the chain link gate, and then he'll walk back to the door. And he'll say, "Stick to the road. Go all the way down to the end. Make a left. Do not leave the course."
Yes, sir.
So, you guys will drive in, and it's a really interesting kind of place. There's, it almost looks like abandoned buildings and things like that because this is a tactical range. And And any of you who look out will be able to spot here and there that you are in fact being watched. There are people with weapons and such up in some of the windows that are kind of doing overwatch as you cruise through.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get down to the end there and you take that left, there is another building pretty much immediately right there. Doesn't look like anything special, but there are a couple of cars parked outside of it. And leaning up against the door is what is, or against the side of the doorway rather, is what is unmistakably an iron spear. Like, anybody who's not in the know would probably take it for a Texas toothpick or one of those big digging things or whatever. But this, no, that's definitely a spear. I understand. So, you are in front of this building. What do you do?
I get out.
Yep.
And make
Well,
my way in.
disembark from the car and knock on the door.
Okay. Um, as you approach the front of it, you are aware that you are in a little area surrounded by buildings, and there are people on the roofs who are looking down at you with guns pointed in your direction.
Knock on the door.
Okay. Um, it'll probably be your character actually that answers the door.
A flaming man answers the door. Not only in behavior, but also literally. He has flames dancing off his skin. Rather gorgeous.
I reserve the right to make jokes.
You do reserve. He has long, black hair. Basically a neat beard. Bronze skin. He has that Persian look to him. Wearing fatigue pants and a black shirt with boots. And he has very golden eyes. And he'll kind of open the door. And he'll look over the lot of you. Very serious expression on his face. Although he does have that flamboyant demeanor, he also does have that I'm in serious mode demeanor. So he'll smile at them, but it's a
he's foppish.
Not quite foppish, more that he is flamboyantly gay, but he's also like in like business mode, so he's not like fucking traipsing around the joint,
Yeah, you can't forget that this guy's a member of the summer court, guys.
Yeah, he is a member of the summer court, and he's he's on official business right now, so he'll basically open the door and he'll say, "Come in."
Come in. I just repeated. So, can we actually come in, or are you going to shoot us?
No, you can come in. It's fine.
I walk in.
He'll escort the lot of you in, and he'll say, "Well, let's not linger at the door." And he'll kind of walk with that gorgeous sachet.
I'm looking up something. Just give me a minute. I just want to make sure I'm doing this right.
Okay. He's going to guide you. I mean, stop me if you need to,
All right.
Anthony, but he's going to guide you guys into a room just off of this little room. You don't see a throne or anything like that. What you see is a table with what appears to be an extremely detailed map of New York City. And there have clearly been, I mean, there are little things here and there, flags and such that look for all the world like, like a war planning kind of thing. And the king is in this room. He's not, there's not a bustle of people standing around, with the sliders pushing things across the table or anything right now. But you get the feeling like that could happen anytime. The king is sitting over in one of, further away from you, sitting in what appears to be like a military surplus camp chair. Right now he's eating something out of a little cardboard box, and He's going through. He appears to be looking at some sheets of paper and such.
Yeah, the man as you enter will say, he'll say, Your Majesty, your guests have arrived.
He grunts, looks up, and wipes his mouth with the back of his hand. Um,
Oh God, manners. He'll take his pocket square out and wipe his hand.
he grunts again, and then he'll walk over and basically there's a stack of similar kind of like camp chairs set up next to where he was sitting, and he'll start pulling them out, and he opens up 6 of them and sets them out. Yes, I am. Yes, exactly. Sorry, Johnny was just counting you guys and then realized why I did that.
While he's doing that, Iris is going to take a bit of a look at the map, but she's not looking at where all the pins and stuff are. She's
Okay.
looking at the map itself, table-wise, and how it's kind of set into the table.
It looks very much. It is a really, really, really detailed and very nice map of New York, overlaid with a satellite projection. So not only does it have the street names and everything like that on it, whoa, you okay, Anthony?
Oh, sorry. I just leaned on my mic. I'm sorry.
All of a sudden, Anthony explodes.
It's like I had the microphone to my face and like I breathed hard and it was just like, oh shit, I'm sorry. Everybody can hear me.
It's okay. So, like I said, it's overlaid with a satellite projection and topographical data as well. So not only have you got the street names and everything like that that you would need to look at it in that sense, but you can actually see what buildings are actually there and stuff. And if you look at it closely, each one, it's actually a composite printed up that's been laid out, and then there's something that's they've got like a clear plastic thing over it, but it's the composites have been each picture is dated, all very recently, and uh, the pieces have been put together so closely and so neatly that you really kind of have to get up on it to even see that it's not one piece.
So, the Queen will sit down.
Questions for the thing that sashayed and forgot his name. I'm sorry.
It's Karush.
Hers. If his or her vice is the same as mine, I get a +1 dice to all social rolls.
Is lust, right?
Yeah, if it's lust, then it's +2.
Yes, his vice is lust.
Yay!
Gonna have fun today. All right,
But it
let's
is
go.
a he, by the way. It is a he. They
It
just
is a
jokingly
he?
call him. It's a he. They jokingly call him the Queen because of how flamboyant he is.
Gotcha.
You want to take a guess at what Huan's vice is?
Probably Wrath.
Watch it not be Wrath. Watch me get fucked up.
Watch it be hope. Wait, that's not a vice. Yes, it is.
It's sloth. No, kidding. Anyway,
Fluffy bunnies.
gluttony.
Look at that
Terrified.
top. Of course, it's a gluttony.
Anyway, so he will, go ahead and make sure that you're all seated and everything like that, and then he'll sit down expectantly and look at you.
Iris will realise that she should be sitting down and not looking at the map and make her way over down.
Malik will look to Azure to speak first because you actually have goodwill.
She will sit in the center of the group and bow her head to the king and the queen.
Okay. The king nods to her and acknowledges her.
As does Karush.
My lords, we have come to share information with you, and she blinks for a few seconds. And we would like to ask for the release of charges against Eric Draven.
You bring information.
Yes, sir.
And ask me to release, to drop charges against someone who has been accused of assaulting one of our own kind.
We have reason to believe that there are many things happening to show the innocence of Eric Draven.
And this is the information you bring me?
Yes, sir.
Well, present me your information, and I shall judge whether it is worth dropping the charges against him.
She will stand up and hand him a manila envelope with photographs of the injuries to her neck.
Mm-hmm. He looks at them.
These were taken 2 nights ago when I was attacked by someone who presented themselves as King Aiden of the Winter Court.
I take it from your particular choice of wording that you don't believe it was King Aiden of the Winter Court.
No, King Aiden was in Toronto.
How do you know this?
Because when he heard of the attack, he came home.
Do you have proof of that?
No, but I can call and he will provide proof.
I'll wait. No, he'll say we'll wait.
She will pull his business card out of her bag and first show it to the king.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then she will dial his phone.
Push comes to short. He'll send the information to your phone, and it can be sent to Kairouche and the King's phones.
Yep.
They'll kind of look it over and kind of compare notes for a second.
How irrefutable is this evidence?
It's pretty solid. It's
pretty airtight.
Yeah, it's pretty airtight. It's real. So.
Well, yeah, that doesn't mean it's.
They'll cross-reference a couple things. And
Well,
they'll
we'll
look
see
back.
their cops. They can make sure that shit's not a
Yeah,
forgery.
fucking real, man. It's chief of police.
Yep.
Yeah.
But they also know that things can be faked very easily when you're fast.
Yeah.
Or when you're lost.
The Queenie deer will gather enough after about 20 minutes to he'll really quickly. Hold on.
I'm willing to. The king will say, "I'm willing to continue listening."
The Queen will let him know he thinks it's solid.
Okay.
This being was almost identical to the king.
When you say almost, what was the difference?
She smiles a little bit. His smell.
Scandalous, girl. What do you mean?
King Aiden smells like a roaring fireplace. And he has a warmth.
Kairouche tries his very best to not show that he knows exactly what you're talking about.
This
Perception,
being,
empathy. So much scandal.
Roll them scandals. Roll all them scandals.
Oh, Soren unfortunately has nothing.
Oh.
Somebody roll me 4 dice.
Yeah, somebody
3
rolled
dice,
out.
sorry.
I almost called out. It's 3 dice, honey. I almost
3 dice,
called out
sorry.
to 3 dice.
there you go,
Oh,
2.
the 3 dice. There you go.
2.
He doesn't know from personal quote unquote experience.
God damn
He
it.
certainly knows what she's talking about, girl.
I was about to say, I have
Stand
two
around that man and you get it.
Almost had tea for the queen. Oh well.
Oh, hey! Queen vibe!
Huan is kind of chewing his lip, and he'll say, "How long have you known the king?"
Oh, it was only our first meeting. But
It was your first meeting when he came to apologize.
yes,
So you didn't know who he was when you met him. You when your first meeting with him occurred, that was actually when you were attacked.
that is correct.
You know he's a recluse.
He shoots you sort of a kind of look, like a "whose side are you on" kind of look.
It's not my fault he's a recluse.
Say it was.
I'm just pointing it out. It is relevant to this venture.
You say this being. What do you think this being is? Or what do you know what this being?
I will default this part of our information to Soren, being as he is the one who has gathered it.
He'll look expectantly at Soren.
My bad, OC. What's the topic we're on right now?
Whatever the thing that was pretending to be the king is.
Your Majesty, there are quite a few different forms of magic, as you already know, that enable its user to take on the visage of another. I believe that, yes, I believe that given the very, very deep level of replication that this magic used, I believe that there was a particularly powerful goblin contract being used by this person to impersonate Lord Aiden.
I see. So what do you imagine? What is the nature of this, as she keeps calling it, this being?
My belief, Your Majesty, is that there may be a loyalist presence here that is seeking to divide the kingdom.
Why do you believe that?
Because one thing is the timing of the attack itself. I mean, all of us here are all very much aware and knowledgeable of the friction between spring and spring and winter court as of late. I apologize. As we all know, the original problem that we all faced was one of homecoming versus the transition to power. Well, mere hours after said problem was solved by Malik over here, and I'll motion over to Malik. His player's not here, OC, but yeah.
Whatever.
Only hours after this friction was solved did this incident begin.
And Charlemagne. Yes, come on.
Oh, see, Soren didn't know about Charlemagne, so
Yeah.
he was like, oh, okay.
That's fine.
What was it about Charlemagne now?
He helped too, the party.
Yeah.
Okay.
So to be fair, Iris and Charlemagne and Malik all helped, but Iris just went and Charlemagne.
Gotcha.
So carry on.
So the king will nod and say that seems to indicate the action of someone who has a grudge against the courts. Why do you believe this to be a loyalist?
Because who else benefits from dissent amongst the four courts?
The courtless.
Oh.
If
We have so many enemies.
Just pointing it out.
The
with
loyalists, of course, you're correct in that assumption, but there are so many other groups that envy what we have, or that wish to take us back. Why loyalists? How do you know that it was a loyalist?
Because even if you lack a court, the four courts are the thing that keep our society safe. The changing of the seasons, and therefore the changing of the rulership, gives us a form of protection. Now, I'm sorry, even the most bitter courtless would not undermine his own survival just to stick it to an entire society, unless we are dealing with a truly deranged man. And someone that's deranged, in my experience, normally is not this calculating.
The soulless are hard to anticipate at times.
Iris is just going to raise her hand a bit.
He'll look in your direction.
I could see the courtless trying to undermine the kings and the power of the courts, but actually getting war between them. And I don't think it's just the winter and the spring courts they're going for. I think that's probably where they're aiming for the most. But by getting summer involved in trying to find the culprit, and then I don't know where your evidence came from, but it's possible they could have given you that evidence just to get the summer court involved in the issue and cause even more tension between the different courts. And of course that brings in the autumn court as well, because as the ruling court they'd have to kind of oversee everything, and this way they can get all the courts at each other's throats when we need to be together.
Kairouge will get up and he'll go over to a desk and he'll come back with a folder in his hands, like a file folder, and he'll hand it to actually Azur, because she is the one that was kind of talking the most. She's the little leaderess here, so he'll hand it to Azur.
She'll take the folder and open it.
It is surveillance video and photos that very clearly show Draven both at the time of the shooting, like basically gun raised, and then very shortly thereafter, like with the mask, the way that Soren remembers wearing it.
Mm-hmm.
And basically that part you can't quite tell it's him, but in some of the walkaway, when you're getting into like some of the later photos, like the person pulls their mask down and their hoodie, and you can very clearly see it's Draven. And no one can account for where he was at the time.
Actually, at that point, since Malik is standing right next to Azur, he'll just raise his hand.
He'll look at him.
That, I don't know who that is, but that's not my lover. And, I can say that without a shadow of a doubt because we were on a date that night.
Where?
I give the location of the restaurant, where we sat, how long we were there, where we went afterwards.
The king will nod, and he'll get up, and from his hip he'll pull a walkie-talkie.
Mm-hmm.
He'll switch it over to a different channel and call out basically for somebody in the summer court to come and attend him. They'll come in,
Mm-hmm.
and he'll tell them, I need surveillance video from whatever restaurant you're talking about.
Alright.
at this time. And they'll nod and head out to go get it.
There's also another point that needs to be brought up. There is the fact that if he at this point he'll look directly towards what is the queen's name again?
Kairush.
Pyrush. Look directly towards Pyrush. When you've been with someone for a little bit, you can understand kind of what their style is. As he looks at the videotape, and it was just like, you know exactly what what the love of your life is capable of, yes? What he can and won't do.
Now I'm very aware of what my lover can and won't do.
So what the point I'm trying to make is that this is tacky and sloppy. This lacks finesse.
I'm going to go to a similar point to one I made earlier. How long have you known Draven?
Tacky and sloppy are definitely two things that cannot be applied to that man.
Bingo.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, I'll just kind of like, I went gay. I'm sorry.
And Az will raise her hand at that point. My lord, additionally, if Eric Draven wanted to see Claudio Donati dead, then why would he come and save his life later on that week, with most of us here present?
Was he not summoned to do so, specifically?
Yes, but he was
moved because I told his ass to get here now.
he was asked to come and help. He wasn't summoned, he was requested, and a simple request could be denied by anyone, especially someone who wants to see that person dead, don't you think?
Well, I think it would be very, very suspect for someone whose job it is to save lives to not answer in that time period, especially given that we have photographic evidence of him performing the crime.
You have photographic evidence of someone you think is Draven.
Someone who bears his face.
Fair enough. Illusions are quite common amongst the Fae and the Changelings, are they not? It's not exactly a hard thing to do.
Kairush will go over to some of the returning officers, and he'll look at some stuff, and he'll look back to them, and he'll look back at the stuff, and then he'll go over to the king. And I gotta mute the mic for a second. Ah! Oh my god! Oh my god, there you go.
Wow. Hi.
The king
Oh,
will
hi
come.
there.
I was having a moment.
The king will come back, and he'll sit down, and he'll say, "Would you remind me what was the date that you and Mr. Draven were on this excursion? We can't believe.
I give the date.
Are you quite certain of that?"
Quite certain indeed.
He'll reach a hand out towards Karush, and Karush will hand him a manila folder with some papers in it, still warm from the printer. Because you see, we have images of you there on the next day. We have credit card information showing that Mr. Draven was there the next day, but not on the day in question.
The meal was for two, I'll give you that.
So,
Why don't we just omit all of that from this discussion? He's being nice at a game.
what that means is that Mr. Draven still doesn't have an alibi. And I still have evidence of someone with his face committing this crime, tackily dressed or not.
That is pretty tacky.
So, that brings us back to square one, and we're rapidly beginning to lose time.
Just, I'm not sure how far the cameras you have go, but what about down the street when they're arriving? Because if they've changed the days of the stuff in the restaurant, and I'm not saying they have because I wasn't there, so I don't know. But if they have, maybe they didn't change where they parked or stuff like that.
So you're
There's
telling
also
me... I'm sorry, go ahead.
there's also the case that perhaps if nobody, it's also often the case that certain individuals try to cover for their colleagues when they take extra smoke breaks outside. Speaking from experience, from a person who bus tables working for trying to pay for my master's degree in English, you could definitely switch a security tape if you really wanted to. The cover up for extra long smoke break as he looks to for whatever his name is, I can't.
Irish.
Harush.
Yeah, can you spell that
Harush.
out for us, please? Like, we do need a spell for that.
Harush, and just kind of give him a.
Hairous.
No, spell it in the chat, please. Oh, God.
I can't get to the chat right now. Can
Uh,
somebody else spell it for me?
And he'll give a smirk like when he means by smoke break, he really means going in the back and getting extra tips. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Like,
What we have right now, although I understand you, is concrete evidence that your lover was the shooter in this crime. What we don't have is concrete evidence that he wasn't. So unless an alibi steps forward, or you can hand us concrete evidence, we have no choice but to withhold our standing.
you do have a choice.
And we've made it. And our choice is that you will surrender Eric Draven to us.
At that point, Bruce just
Alright.
he was holding himself back for the entire conversation, but at this point he just steps up.
Okay.
He's visibly uncomfortable.
Okay. Bruce has the floor.
You say you have concrete evidence, while you can clearly say that the evidence that this man brought up can be I'm trying to remember the word.
Overlooked, ignored.
Hang on.
Oh, I know the word you're talking about too.
Disputed?
No. Conjecture.
Yeah. He says that you can say that the evidence that this man brings up is fake, while you never stop to think that the evidence might be fake. You go out and not without without investigating it very deeply and looking it over completely, you call for blood publicly. And at this point, Bruce has like a very disappointed look on his face.
Well, one, we never called for his blood. We simply asked for him to be called to the court. This is a matter of attempted murder in the first degree, and our dear king here is the chief of police. He is wanted as an attempted felon.
Murder.
Yes. As I last checked, this is a felony in the state of New York. Attempted murder in the first degree, as this would have been pre-planned. And so
Yet
therefore,
my point still stands.
he needs to be booked and charged and brought before a court of law.
Yet my point still stands.
Oh,
Your point
trust us.
would be addressed by lawyers and judges in a court.
Trust us. We have investigated quite deeply into this matter. It is how we came up with the pictures that we have.
But like I
It's just
said,
one aspect
you
of,
say-
he'll kind of point over to a table. A lot of evidence and long nights and, oh God, why do I do this?
you say that the evidence they bring up is fake. Or could be
I didn't
changed,
say, well,
but you don't
the evidence
admit
that dear Malik brought up was false.
you have could be false.
Yeah, well, but unfortunately we're the law.
Azure will
What did you
stand
say,
up
Johnny? I'm
and
sorry.
He said, unfortunately, or fortunately, our evidence, we are the law. And I know where my evidence is coming from.
He will just take one step forward again, and he will go like, "Then your law is flawed.
oh, good lord,
You're
Bruce,
not a
please sit down.
judge. You're
Soren
a
just
tyrant."
puts a hand on Bruce's shoulder.
No, he says
He
that.
just-
You cannot stop him. He says that.
He just looks at Bruce and he says,
He just
"I'm
looks
very
at this.
passionate right now. I suggest that you either sit down or, if His Majesty wills it, get some air before things get a little too heated."
I'm sorry. He said what he said.
No, he's not. We can't stop that, but
That's already out there. They're
yeah.
just looking at you, kind of mouths agape, like, holy shit.
It seems as though the fact that Kairouche was just called a tyrant does not in any way, shape, or form affect him. It's almost like a compliment to him. He's like, oh, I'm a tyrant? Yay! Maybe I got called a tyrant internally.
Exactly.
Now, what is he like really internally with? Oh, 4 successes.
Oh, okay, well, fine. When he called him a tyrant, you saw kind of a gleam in his eye. It would be very easy to kind of disregard this flamboyant young flame siren as someone just kind of, just frivolous. Then you start to realize he may not be so frivolous.
Soren will note that.
And
Those are the words
Johnny?
you never want to hear said.
Johnny,
Yes, my darling.
can you roll a empathy?
Oh, God.
For which character, by the way? Kairouche?
Mm-hmm.
It's one of his higher dice rolls, by the way.
How many people are going to get shot in the dick tonight? Oh, boy.
So, I didn't want to kill all of you, but you better roll some new players right
Rocks
now.
fall, all die.
So you better roll some new characters right now, homie.
GG.
The king takes you into another room to show you something. It is a new character sheet.
Hey, you see how he keeps blowing up?
Oh,
No.
that's exceptional.
Oh, if it's exceptional, it was a direct challenge.
Oh, shit.
Oh, it's a direct challenge? Yeah, but you're beneath his notice, so he doesn't really take it as a challenge.
Okay.
It's one of those things
Roll.
where you make a direct challenge at him, and he considers your character to be beneath challenging him, so he doesn't. It's like when the elder goes and challenges the cub. He's kind of like, come back when you can actually be a threat.
Yeah.
Now watch. A year from now, Bruce is going to challenge him. God damn it, Bruce!
He's already got it. He's got his stats as high as they could be in combat. He just raised all the socials.
He'll kind of look your character up and down once you give that challenge, and he'll just kind of, and it's not in like the overconfident he's trying to kind of protect himself way. He just kind of scoffs like, and he'll just shake his head and go back over to Fawn. I was willing to give them the benefit of the doubt, but
So far, you've given me nothing.
Are you sure? Are you sure that your cops wouldn't want to, I don't know, how do I say this delicately? He kind of puts his hand on his cheek.
oh Lord,
Give me
please tell me he's about to blackmail us. Oh God, his hands go for his handcuffs. Oh God, please tell me he's gonna blackmail me today, baby. We're not at once. I'm sorry, honey, I love you, but he's gonna blackmail me.
What do I did Bruce actually just say that? Or was
No,
I
I
saying
think
that?
No, this character looks like he might be overjoyed he's about to be blackmailed so we can arrest him. His hands are like on his cuffs. Like, let's do this. Please blackmail me. Give me a reason.
Someone's looking at Malik like, you better be careful, motherfucker.
I shit you not. If the next words out of your mouth are blackmail, he's going to arrest you.
Soren and Malik, I think, can have this profound communication where it's like, do not become a statistic. Ryan King, Eric Garner, well, everyone, no, don't do it.
Who's the jury?
Can I finish my statement?
Yes. I'm sorry.
So,
He'll nod at him.
what I'm saying is that, are you sure all of your cops, your members, people of your court are on the up and up, that they don't have personal grievances against Raven?
I thought it was going to be blackmail.
Absolutely.
No, it's not.
Oh, God, I thought it was going
We
to be
have
blackmail.
we have no 100% assurance of that.
No.
I have reason to believe that the people that I have brought in are loyal to me.
Then you wouldn't negate having other people from other courts perform cross-examinations, given current rumors
Oh,
about
there
the
will be
court.
plenty of cross-examination.
When Mr. Draven is brought before us, we will
So
give
they're
him
denying other courts the ability to go and look at the crime?
We will, of course, give other courts the ability to look at the crime. We will give everyone an opportunity to speak.
Who's the jury?
I don't know. Isn't he gypsy? What do they
There's
do
no
when it's
jury.
gypsy? Oh, you're right. That would be a federal judge.
No. If
Because-
he goes before a legal court, then he would go before a jury. But if he comes before us, it would be the ruling monarch. And we would be in charge of holding him and prosecuting him, and if necessary, carrying out the sentence.
Isn't that kind of the plan anyway, except for the holding him before the trials thing?
We haven't changed that at all.
You're the one who came here wanting clemency, not us. I mean, you're the ones who are pleading for his pardon, but you've brought
I
us
am,
nothing.
and I'm kind of disagreeing because you're basically saying the date that I have wasn't on the day I was having. I'm pretty sure I know where I was and what I did on that day.
Knocked yourself on the head and smacked your pretty head on the pavement or something, because there is no evidence that you were there on that day.
Pause for a second, please.
Okay. I haven't
I
had
know that's
Just stop. Look.
should say something really greasy right now because he acted so would.
Wait, Anthony, was it actually the next day?
No, it was like the day of. You ran the scene, Johnny. Like,
I did, but it would have been later in the day.
oh,
Did they go to lunch or dinner?
they went to dinner.
Yeah, this was in lunchtime.
Well, Johnny,
A
you
lot
said
of people
something
get.
totally. Wait,
Well,
what?
okay, here's the thing. A lot of people get dinner time stuff at lunch. Like, that's a thing. Like, I know it's weird, but yeah. Or maybe it's just because I'm weird. Either way, that is the thing. But
All I'm
just due
saying is,
discretion.
based on what I know, my character. That's what my character was doing.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Mhm.
It is perfectly fine. And so that way, what it does for your character is that you realize that you had dinner and this crime took place at lunch, and your derp of a fucking boyfriend didn't tell you that, because he doesn't know what time the crime happened because he didn't commit it. That part you guys do have right,
Soren knows.
but that
We
actually
obviously know, but the queen is like a.
actually does, in your mind, that probably would even more point to his innocence because he doesn't know what time the crime happened.
Right, but the thing is, like, we're not going to an actual full-on trial because the queen wants to be like an uppity bitch. Like, nah, that's not about to happen. So, like,
Look, the queen is more than happy to fucking pardon him if he can get some solid evidence here.
He doesn't get to make that call.
Bitch, yes I do.
Loading the bullet.
all right. Azor, since you're standing right next to him, you can see the look in Malik's eyes. He's had it like up to here with like this. Like he puts up with a lot of bullshit, but this queen is getting real greasy real quick, and he's about to tell it straight. Like,
As if Azure looks over to Soren, she'll notice that he is perfectly calm right now. Unusually calm.
Yeah, she'll pat both Bruce and Malik on the shoulder and have them sit.
because I don't know, right? Because you kind of need to stop Malik and Bruce because they're like having the meetings of the mind right now, and
Yeah,
that's never a good idea.
Oh god, whoa, that's horrible.
Just to try and get this straight, because I only came back fairly recently, but the plan is that the trial is held with the Autumn Court presiding, and presumably we basically need to convince her that he didn't actually do it. Because
I think Soren is going to drop his silver bullet, if I'm correct, aren't you?
Please
He's going to
do.
in a second.
oh yeah, no,
Please do before like this shit like escalates
Yeah,
out of
so
control
sorry.
and I lose my character.
Give me a second to go ham and go and get some full just narrative.
It has gone
Painful
so
shit.
full ham, it's not even like,
So-
oh my god.
Yeah, I was
Silent mode.
saying that in character.
So Soren, who has been sitting still for the most part, the king may have slipped his notice, may have forgotten that this little darkling antiquarian was there, but the chair everyone hears that chair just slide back. So
Okay.
slowly. So slowly. And there Soren is, standing up, waiting to speak.
He'll look toward you.
Perush will too.
Your Majesties, I can say, without a shadow of a doubt, that Draven is innocent of this crime. Because I can say, definitively, without a shadow of a doubt, that Eric Draven was not there when this crime was committed.
And you have proof of this.
Soren just looks to Malik, very sadly, very regretfully. I do, Your Majesty.
You just wait.
I wait.
And so, Soren provides the folder. Johnny knows the folder, the one that Mary Contrary had given him.
Perush will basically hold his hands out. He'll hold his hand out and he'll take it from him. He'll open it up and his eyes go wide. And he'll walk over to Juan. Give us 1 second to pause. Like, not keep going, keep talking, but we're gonna talk.
I'm sorry.
Who exactly did you give up? And she just looks at him like,
Draven.
Huh?
oh,
As he looks actually, really sad.
Yeah, Iris is just going to look confused.
Yep, so is Az.
and
Confused.
it might be initiative because he's about to fling himself at someone.
The Kairush will clear his throat. Um,
Huan will hand the folder back to Soren, and he'll nod, and he'll say, "That is irrefutable evidence." Charges against Mr. Draven are formally dropped.
The hell?
please let him know that he has our full acceptance of this evidence, and his pardon is from this forward processed.
If I may humble myself enough to ask this of your majesties, I would beg and plead at the bottom of my being that the information that I have provided does not leave this room.
I think that's implicit.
Thank you.
Kairush will nod.
Huan will stand up, and if anybody starts standing up, he'll start picking up chairs.
Kairush will pick up chairs too.
Yep, she will pick up and put the chair away.
Bruce is already up, so
Iris is just going to kind of quietly say to probably Kairush, I really like your map. It's a very good way of compiling information on the 2D scientists.
Thank you. You will notice Kairush at one point, by the way, look at the king and with a solemn, not kind of jokey face, he'll say, I told you. And just shake his head. Well,
Unfortunately, this kind of means we have an even bigger problem. The real person?
Az will look at Soren. And she's got a face. I don't know. Do we have a bigger problem?
I think
Yeah, do we have a bigger problem?
is everyone in the room now looking at Soren?
oh,
Yes.
everybody, call you, Boo Boo.
Oh, she's got such stank face on right now.
Yeah,
at
it's
you.
like hella stank face, like, bitch, like,
There's
Everyone's
no,
old.
everyone's
there's
salty.
no resting to this
Iris
bitch
is
face.
more curious. But she's not going to press it, where unlike the others.
Kairush will cover for you, Soren. He'll say Eric Draven was at a doctor's appointment.
I know bullshit when I hear it. Please don't piss on my foot and tell me that it's raining. He just walks out.
He'll kind of look to the side and like look away, and he's like, but he was at a doctor's appointment. That's where he was. He'll kind of just look like, oh, just being honest.
Huan is looking at Kairush like, why are you bothered?
But you see, this is why there's. He'll just shake his head like I wasn't even lying.
Well,
Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
It was
Snore like he's not even going to arrest anyone.
yeah. It was nice to meet you both. Um,
They
I was
both look at
give
her
him a little
probably like,
Soren
Well,
he's the last one that stands up. He just silently bows. And
Carishma look at Soren like, that wasn't a lie, was it?
no. No, it wasn't.
Well, you let Malik know I wasn't lying to him?
Yes, I will.
Huon will actually shake your hand.
Shake, shake, shake.
I mean, your hand, most of your forearm disappears into his paw, but, you know, and he doesn't look any less mean than and frightening than he does in the picture. And yet, he's shaking your hand. His grip, by the way, is hot. It will actually, that part of your arm will be sunburned.
Ooh, alright.
So,
Let me just say,
You understand?
thank you for your time, Your Majesties.
he'll look at Bruce and he'll say, "Go work out some anger."
He doesn't even answer that. He just like turns around and walks to the door. Just before he's about to leave, he just turns back, gives you two a very disgusted look, and says, "Might does not make right." And he just turns again and leaves.
Okay.
Azure is amongst the last to leave, and she just bows politely to the two.
Carishma will give her a polite bow.
If anything further arises, please call on us.
I heard you might be the newest inductee to the Consort Club.
If all goes well.
Well, best wishes to you.
She'll smile and lose a little bit of her salt.
So, and Huan will nod to her, about as formal as he's going to get there.
And she will scoot out with the rest of her ragtag motley crew.
Okay. All right. So, I believe that's everybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
Except for Iris, who's probably trying to take the table along with her.
Probably.
No, she's just not trying to take it. She's just trying to take inspiration from it.
Okay.
Does anybody have anything else to do?
Don't think so.
All right. Well, folks, that will conclude our scene. So thank you, players, for playing and watchers for watching. Have a wonderful night or day or whatever you're having, and goodbye.